Hello everyone, welcome to Chirag's ASP.NET C# tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to insert and retrieve data from MySQL database using ASP.NET C# application. So there is some steps. We will follow the steps and we'll get we will insert the data into database and we retrieve the data from the database. So steps are there. Create a new ASP.NET web application in Visual Studio. Second, add the MySQL NuGet package to your project by right clicking on the project in Solution Explorer and heading selecting manage NuGet packages. In your web form, create a form with input fields for the data you want to insert into your MySQL database. And fourth is, in the code behind file, we'll write the code for the using the MySQL namespace. And next, in the code behind file, we'll follow the following the code to connect to your MySQL database, insert data into a table, and last one, call the insert data method and user submit the form. For example, we'll just create an event for the button click event. So let me go through one by one. First, let me create the ASP.NET web application in Visual Studio. Open your Visual Studio, go to your files, go to the new. I'm creating a new website. So I'm giving the name insert retrieve from MySQL. So there is one file is there, web config. So web config is the configuration file where we'll just write all the configuration regarding my application. So let me create one page. So I'm creating the web form. Giving the name MySQL insert retrieve. Give some name, or if you want, then leave it in default. MySQL insert and retrieve. So I don't have any master page. I'm just check here for the place code in separate file. Click on add. So file is created. There is one more file. There is a code behind file. There is .cs file. First, let me create the page. I'm taking the table. I want to put the all the text boxes in the middle of the page. I'm writing here margin left to top, margin right to top. I'm taking one label for the message. Message, I'm giving to some different name. Runnet is equal to server empty. So you can type and you can write the whatever the code you want, or there is a toolbox. We can get the from the toolbox also. So here let me h1 header user information. I'm giving one heading for that, and let me get the text box. The text box one, first underscore name. I'm changing the name and I'm writing some placeholder there. taking three text boxes here. Last underscore name and email. So this one is last name, email, address. And for the submission purpose, I want to take one button. So I'm just selecting one button SBT btn, giving the name submit, and I'm just writing the PR tag. I'm not using any bootstrap for the designing, any CSS. So let me break all the lines. Right click on this and view in browser. Okay, so user information, first name, last name and email. I want to give some space for that. So tag to BR. Okay, so this box for the first name, last name and email. If you want to change something more, then you can write like this: first name, last name and email. Let me check how it looks. So this is the first name, last name, email, and there is a boxes. Text boxes are there. When I will submit, this data should be inserted into my MySQL database. So you can use the for the MySQL, you can install the MySQL, or you can use the gem. So gem, there is a MySQL database there, and just run the MySQL database. And let me open the MySQL database. And I'm going to create the same name of the database. Let me take the same name. So MySQL database is open. Go to the databases. Just create. And I'm going to create the table. Database is created. User info. Taking the for field. So first I'm giving the user underscore ID, type integer, size 11, and right side I'm creating the index. This is the primary key I'm creating for that. User ID auto increment I'm giving initially. So whenever the data will be inserted, it will increase by automatically. And second, this first underscore name, last underscore name and email. All will be varchar. I'm giving the maximum size and click on save. So, database says insert retrieve for from MySQL and table name is user info. So go to the browse. We don't have data now, so select from table name, and we are not getting any data here. For connecting with the MySQL, we have to follow some rule, and Now go to the second step. Add a MySQL NuGet package to your project. Right click on the project and solution explorer and selecting the manage NuGet package. So let me right click on my project, go to the manage NuGet package, search MySQL, okay, go to the browse, for the .NET Core library, this one, let me check which one will be useful. Okay, let me install 8.0.2, 0.32. MySQL.data is there. Okay, just let me click on OK. We need the DLL MySQL.dll file for the accessing the MySQL. Don't need this many things. We didn't get any MySQL package. Let me delete this one. Again, let him go to the manage NuGet package. I'll get the same page. I'm going for the 6. Let me check MySQL data client NuGet package live. MySQL connector for the supporting MySQL server. .NET Core class. This one for the .NET Radio.NET. Let me go through this. MySQL connector. Okay, I'm not able to install. Same thing, I'm going to the previous package. The .NET Core library. What other things are there? System dot so connector audio.net. Yeah, I need this one. Latest version is not supported. Yeah, MySQL data.dll. This file is okay for me. NuGet, and go to the .cs file and let me use the MySQL. MySQL dot data dot MySQL client. Okay, using system dot data, using system dot configuration. These 3 things I need. Next, I'll create the event here. So on submit button, just click on click, right on click, and go and create a new event. And another way you can create the event, you can go to the design and double click on the button. Both the way you can work. So button is created here. Now let me get the connection. So I'm creating the connection. First let me create the connection inside MySQL connection. Sorry, connection on equal to new MySQL connection. Then here we'll write configuration manager connection strings MySQL con. I'm giving the name MySQL con string. Okay. Dot connection string. Okay, so I'm calling the MySQL connection string name. This should be defined in the web config. So here connection strings add, then I will write name is equal to, it should be name h, we are calling as the name, then connection string server name localhost user id is equal to root, I'm using for the MySQL, and password is equal to 50. I'm not using any password. If you are using any password, then provide the password. Database is equal to, let me get the database name. So this is my database name. Always get the same database name as you are calling. Now provider name, let me get the provider name. So this is my MySQL data dot SQL client. This is my MySQL data provider. So this is the connection string we are calling from here. You can call directly into the page, but I'm not calling there. I'm calling through the from the web config file. So a connection is called. Next, what I'll do, I have to insert the data into the MySQL database. So let me con.open, let me open the connection, then I'll write string query is equal to insert into, then database name, sorry, insert into table name. So table name is user info, then I'll write the column names. The first column is first name, let me check, first name, last name, and email. User ID auto increment, so no need to insert in the user ID, and this is the primary key. Automatically it will increase. So first name, then last name, then email. Inside the values I'll pass the values. So val1 I'm just passing, val2, then at the rate val3. Now I have to pass to the MySQL command. cmd is equal to MySQL command new. MySQL command, here I will pass the query and connection. Next I have to read the parameters. So cmd command dot parameters dot add with value, then here I'll pass the rate val1 comma first name dot text. Similar I'll pass to all the field and I'll just change the value. This one the last name, and this is email. So this ID should be equal to your text box ID. So this is first name, last name, email. These are the IDs, and this should be equal to this ID. So all the parameters are set. Now I am going to execute this. Execute non-query. So execution is completed. Now I am going to close the connection. And I'm write the message to the user that data is inserted successfully. And if you want to change the text, that color of the text for the data insertion, then you have to write like this: system dot drawing and there is a multiple color. You can write as per your choice. So this is the data insertion code. Let me run and check the data is inserting or not. Refresh the page. Chirag. Let me submit. Data inserted successfully. Okay. Here come and go to the browse button. So we got the data inserted successfully. Whatever the data we inserted, that inserted successfully. Let me check this one. Data inserted successfully. Refresh this. Yeah, data is insertion. So insertion is done. Now I am going to retrieve the data from the database. For that I am going to take one let me get the same table and for the data I'm going to take one grid view. So in this grid view I'll just get the data. Now I'm going to write the same thing on the page load. And one more thing, I want to call the connection inline connection. Here I am not using the from the web config connection, so I am going to write the inline connection here. So how I will write, I will create the string I'm giving the name and just copy the connection. Same thing I did. Server name, localhost, user ID, root, password we don't have, and database name. Whatever the database name. That's it. And now I'm creating the same thing. I'm passing the constant here. So this is the second method, second type or the connection. Here I'm not calling the any connection name. I'm same page. I'm going to call the connection. I'm getting the data. And if you want to use, then you can use this one, this connection type, or this one also. This one if you are using and same page connection, then multiple time you have to call the connection for that. So connection is con. So I'm writing, let's writing the con one. Okay. Write the con new connection type. Now I have to get the data from the database. On new dot open. So I'm opening the connection. Then MySQL data adapter. MySQL data adapter into new MySQL data adapter. And here I will pass the double quotes select from user info. User info is my table name, and I'll pass the connection here. So in data adapter, I'm just passing the query and connection. After that, I'm using the data tables. dt equal to new data table. MySQL adp data adapter dot field. Where I'm going to fill in the data table, and next grid view 1 data source equal to dt determined. What I did, I'm calling the connection in the same page. Now connection is open, and here I'm calling the data adapter and reading the data from the database and passing the connection with that. And here I'm taking one data table object, and on the data table object I'm filling, and grid view I'm passing the data source. I'm going to close the connection. Let me refresh the page. Okay, so whatever the data we are inserting, we can get the data from the database easily. Now I'm going to pass one data. So let me submit data inserted successful. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, data is coming here. So in this video, we learn how to insert data and retrieve the data from the MySQL database using ASP.NET C#. Here we created the application and we installed from the MySQL NuGet package, and we created the page, and on the page behind we have written all the code. Hope this will help. Thank you for watching.